Hey YouTube, Scary Guy here. I showed you some of the doomsayers that were around Ogrimmar. Well, the quests actually work now, and I guess the reason they weren't working before is the quest NPCs kept getting killed. So, I'm gonna run through the quests and show you guys what they look like. Again, this is some of the pre-Cataclysm launch stuff that'll be available when, I think when 4.01 comes out, which shouldn't be that long. So if you guys want to read all the quest text or what the NPCs are saying, it's probably best just to pause it, because I'm a fairly quick reader. So as you can see, the first quest just sends you to listen to what a doomsayer has to say. So you can sit there and go through the event, what he rambles on about. I showed this in my other video, so I won't stick around for the whole thing just till I get quest credit. And it's so laggy on the PTR again. I think I was running like 600 milliseconds and doing absolutely nothing. Uh, so it was pretty bad. These aren't voice acted. I did have to take out the audio for this because I was actually on vent talking with the guild during this. So, but there is no voice acting, so you're not missing much. I should have turned off general too. I don't know if anyone will bother reading it, but it's just freaking terrible. Yeah, I swear half the people in WoW don't read. Um, I'm really hoping that when Cataclysm hits, you know, some people will just cry so much about their class being nerfed or their class being ruined, and they'll just leave because there's too many people playing it, and there's too many people that don't know what they're doing. Um, Good example is, you know, most people could do 7 bosses in IIC, but then try and go do TOC 25 and they fail. The only reason they can do the 7 bosses is because of the 30% buff. It kind of, you know, when there's a buff for 30% on everything, it kind of trumps skill quite a bit. So I'll pop all these items up so you guys can read them if you want. It's pretty neat. Definitely a good way to introduce the storyline for Cataclysm. Why everyone knows it's coming, I'm not too sure about yet, but hopefully we'll find out. These guys were obviously right about something. And we're just going grabbing papers that each one has, and you'll probably see, not when I'm this close to them, but when you're farther away, you have the new quest arrow, which is actually fairly accurate. It does quite well. I mean, it doesn't go away until you're right on top of it. And some more info there. And I think all these guys give pretty much the same speech. It's just different letters that they have kicking around. All these people listening to them, jeez. You think the guards would like attack them or something, you know? Come on, squash the rebellion as it starts. So, magic video editing, I'm back here. And in this quest. And what else do we get? Give you a chance to read that for a sec. A sign of the times. So this one, I was actually fairly lucky. I tried to do it once, and there were so many people doing it I couldn't find the markers. But when I did it this time, they were all fairly close together. So what you gotta do is you gotta go and place signs, basically warning people to stay away from those doomsayers that you saw, because they're bad, okay? No one likes people talking about the end of days. So, little tiny flags with blue arrows, run over to them and throw the sign on top. I'll click on one of them at the end so you can read what it says. But it's basically, these guys are bad, stay away from them. Yep. Good old paraphrasing. And they're all right in a row. Sweet. And you can see I class changed my warlock just because they're free in the PTR and you can mess around with it. So he's now a blood elf. I don't know which one I like better. Orc is kind of cool, but blood elves are hip. So there we go. Click on that. And like I said, if you want to read it, just pause it for a second. I'm not going to spend too much time on it. I had to heavily edit the video anyway just to get it under the 15-minute limit, so. And there we go, boom again, back to the sky. I'm not sure if I cut out all the earthquakes or not, but there is earthquakes that are happening, which are pretty sweet. The ground starts shaking quite a bit. I'll hopefully leave one of them in so you guys can see what it looks like. Go to the drag, sweet. And so much lag the quest didn't pick up the first time. Oh, this is actually another one, never mind. I'm crazy. So for this one, I gotta go back and steal one of their uniforms, and then I gotta go outside to one of the farms outside of Orgrimmar and ask people to come home. I guess there's, all the orcs are sad their family have gone to join some strange cult, and they're probably gonna drink a fluid and then, yeah, never wake up. So I gotta go grab a disguise so I can pretend to be one of them and go and tell them to go home. Oh, earth shaking a bit there. Sweet. So I don my robe. It doesn't actually disguise you. I don't know if this is a glitch or just some weird happening on PTR. But at the same time, when you get here, you get a quest called Spreading the Word. And basically all you do is you throw a sign on your back and you run to the Zeppelin Towers and down to Razor Hill. And you just have a sign on your back, the end is nigh. And it's kind of cool. I don't know if this is the way it's supposed to be, but all the people that are involved in the quest, their names show up. The other people see their names aren't above their heads, but everyone who's involved in the quest, their name has already popped out. Kinda neat. And they're all just right around the outskirts of the farm, so they're fairly easy to find. None of them are difficult at all. And you can see some of the cultists are building those devices we saw in Orgrimmar, and we'll get to deal with those later. And the last dude's right there. Yeah, cool. Name above their heads. So yeah, you're just telling them your family wants you to head home. But I don't think they listen. Nope. Yeah, and we'll run over to one of the Zeppelin Towers. Put the thing on our back. I think it's pretty cool, the voices they did for these guys. See, there's the signs on my back, or not the voices, the words, because all the grunts yell at you. Leave behind your homes. Yeah, the grunts are tired of hearing all the prophecies today, I guess. And all over the place there's a bunch of allies trying to gank, but they didn't have much luck. There's so many horde running around questing that they got their butt kicked. I had some rogue, a pre-made rogue, try and kill me, and all I did was death coil, and then used one of my soul shards to pop an instant soul fire and hit him for like 20k, and then applied my dots, and he tried to run away and died. It's pretty sweet. Warlocks, like I said, are definitely fun. I think I might do a level up a Warlock Goblin. Probably won't be my first one. I think I'll take my Druid to 85 and probably get some of the new heirloom items, and then level up a Goblin. Do it when it's not so crowded, because I imagine when Cataclysm first comes out, there'll be a ton of people making the new races, and won't have a chance. Or it'll just be so laggy and so many of them you're waiting for a mob to die. Just like when Burning Crusade came out, everyone was in Hellfire Peninsula. It's just, you were sitting there waiting in a line to kill a freaking Hellboar. And hopefully Blizzard learned their lesson from that when they came out with Wrath, with the two different starting zones. So, you get to sleep, wait for a little presentation. A bunch of guys come to summon them. And that guy's not actually flying on his mount. He's using his flying mount as a ground mount, because on the PTR you can't fly. See, there's Bronze Drake that's a ground mount. And I think if you keep hitting space, they kinda seem like they hover, but they don't actually fly. There's so many people complaining that you can't fly, or people yelling about why isn't archaeology in yet, or this beta sucks, and I swear half of them don't read anything. I don't know why. There's patch notes for a reason, people. And it's pretty obviously it's not the beta. You downloaded a PTR client that says PTR all over it. It's not the beta. Hopefully those people will leave. That would make me happy. I hear a lot of rep pallies crying, and it's just I leveled a paladin, and I actually leveled him mostly protection, and rated with him protection, but red was so easy. Like, I had a 3.5k gear score, and I was, pushing 5k DPS. It's just, you didn't have to do anything. There's no rotation with a ret paladin. You just sat there, rolled your face over the keyboard, and talked damage. It was so easy, I didn't like it. And that's bad. Like, when something's so easy, it's a turn off. Yep. So I finished that quest, the missing, and the Doomsday Plan. If it wouldn't lag so much, I'd hand these in. The Twilight's Hammer. So we gotta go and break some of those devices, and turning the quest for the missing. There we go. So this is why we saw all those fire elementals everywhere. It's they're not that hard to kill, but they actually hit pretty hard, because the fire elementals have the 30% buff that most mobs do. So I mean, there's probably no chance of you dying, but still, they hit me in the face pretty hard sometimes. Luckily, my pet grabs most of them. So you go and you find 5 of these devices, and you kill 5 of the fire elementals. Depending how many people are doing the quest, it might be hard to find. But again, I got on early enough that there wasn't a massive amount of people on. So I don't know if many people played the PTR, but this build you had to re-download the whole client. And yeah, 15 gigabytes on 1 meg download. It took me probably 3 days to download. Yeah, it's painful. I actually took some videos into work this week to upload, because it's like 30 times faster than uploading them at home. Shh, don't tell anyone. Oh. So I'm finding the last of these devices, busting them open, having fun. I know a lot of people comment on my videos on the PTR because I'm clicking spells. And it's like, it's the PTR. There's a ton of spells that have changed, a ton of spells that have new effects. Why would you just want to see someone spamming that on their keyboard? Wouldn't you want to see the tooltip? So most of the time, on a PTR or on a new build, I'll click so you can pause and read the tooltip. If I make some rating videos in the future, you'll see I do bind all my spells, but on the PTR I don't want to spend an hour sitting there binding spells just to run around and quest. It doesn't seem like a good use of time to me. I could be doing things and learning things instead of just sitting there and binding spells. Anyways, it ends with Garrosh, and Garrosh is in his new he's got his new model. Say, it looks pretty sweet. Anyways, see you guys. More videos to come. Bye.